Hey, Makerpad. My name's Murtaza, and I'm one of the founders of Heartbeat. And I wanted to take this quick video to just run you through what Heartbeat actually does, what the platform includes, and then give a couple examples at the end of what some great communities look like using Heartbeat so you can see what the platform looks like in action. And so the real goal behind Heartbeat is to reduce all of the work that it takes to run a community. I was the head of community for one of the largest accelerators in the United States, and this is what my day-to-day job looked like, of stitching together Slack and Airtable and Notion and Zoom and like trying to make all these tools talk together when they really didn't want to. And so our goal at Heartbeat is really to allow you to create a completely no-code community that gives your community members a really personalized, thoughtful experience, but automates as much of the work as possible for you as the community manager. And so what we actually include is we take care of all of the threads and chats, so the being able to like communicate back and forth. This is normally what people use Slack for. We take care of all the documents and content. We host that, and you can actually host it on your own domain too, so that you don't have to set up a separate Notion site or a Google Drive folder or a custom WordPress site. And then we take care of all of the events. So being able to create, manage, and send events, doing that across different groups, sending out Zoom links, and then even updating as you like change information on the events. So this way you don't have to like set up like a Luma page or an Eventbrite page or a Meetup page or anything like that. We do matchups, just connecting people in the community, and then we do voice rooms as well, kind of like Discord, where you can just one click, jump in, have your conversations in Heartbeat itself without having to go to like some external location for any quick chats. And then on top of that, I think what you guys will get really excited about is that we have a ton of integrations that allow you to connect Heartbeat into the existing tools that you're working in. So Zapier is the biggest one, where you can just one click plug into a ton of different tools. People use this to connect to like Typeform, to Airtable, to so much more. We have Stripe that allows you to collect payments in Heartbeat. So if you want to monetize your community, charge for membership, or if you even want to do like free membership and ticketed events, you can do all of that through Heartbeat with a really simple Stripe integration. GCal, Zoom, Notion, Salesforce as you start scaling, and even a full-baked API you can click here to get straight to the API documentation. And so to jump in, this is what a live Heartbeat community looks like, where you've got channels on the left that you can jump into, have these thread type conversations. There's 3 different types of channels that you can create. Threads is what you're seeing now. This is sort of these like Facebook style posts where you have a top level post and then you have like comments that can roll up under it. Chat, which is pretty much identical to what you see on like Slack or Discord. And then voice rooms, which is where you can one click jump in, talk with other people. You can even flip on your video or you can screen share. So we've got that. We've got documents right over here, and everything lines up on this left sidebar. So documents that you can write up, you can click in here, just hit enter and start typing. You can hit slash and start inserting different blocks the exact same way that you would with Notion. And there's even things like video embeds that you can do where you can just grab a YouTube video and drop it in. So if I go open YouTube right now, grab a quick video, and then drop it in over here, you'll actually see that embed live. Perfect. So we've got videos and stuff like this. You can control the access to these different sections. And so that's another really big piece of Heartbeat, is you can create really powerful access management to say who can edit stuff, who can view it, who's able to have access. As soon as people get dropped into those roles, those groups, we automatically update access throughout the platform. And then the last cool thing that we do is events, where you can create events in Heartbeat. You just type in the event info over here. You can pick where that the event actually happens. So I can do Heartbeat. We also have a custom Zoom integration too that generates a Zoom link, tracks attendance for you, does a couple other things. You can bake in reminders too if you want to, and this takes advantage of like for the Heartbeat mobile app, we have push notifications, things like that, so it takes advantage of that. You can even send it to people outside the community. So easy ways to create and set up events over here. And then when you create an event, we actually sync that whole thing to Google Calendar. So we've got this Friday Hangout synced to Google Calendar right now. It's got a Heartbeat link that I can jump into and instantly be a part of the event. And now I could even edit this and I could say, hey, I want to change this. I want to make it a Zoom event, hit update. And then as soon as I open up my Google Calendar and I refresh this page, I should see that this is switched over to a Zoom link that I can jump into. So again, taking care of all of that, making it pretty instant on just like how fast things update. We've got a directory that you can jump in, start searching. So if I wanted to find somebody with a teaching background, I can do that. It's automatically searching through LinkedIn profiles, and these get refreshed every couple months. We've got a matchup system too that you can use to connect people and match them up regularly. You can even put it on a recurring schedule. So every week, Mondays at like, let's say 11 a.m., we can start matching up people within our community. So there's cool things that you can do like that. And then the biggest thing is if you just jump directly into settings, there's a ton of additional settings you can play around with. You can custom domain Heartbeat, so you can put it under your own website. A lot of people do this. You can change how the weekly digest gets put up and sent out. You can change the theme and the colors and what that looks like. You can create a totally custom onboarding process on how people come into the community. You can embed a video into that onboarding process, like welcoming people. You can generate API keys. You can even connect to a ton of integrations that we have listed over here. So this is what Heartbeat looks like. And the most fun part about this is, as much as possible, Heartbeat is meant to be like live, fun interactions. So if I jump in over here, I can start a thread in my questions channel. And let me ask a question. So I'll say, why can't penguins fly? And then I will hit post and then drop in that. And then my co-founder can jump in and start typing over here. And you'll instantly see the typing indicators. You'll see the notifications pop in because we have desktop notifications too. So easy things like that that'll pop in. I can reply back. I can add in like a GIF. So I can say, I can just drop in this one. And then he can even just drop in like reactions and things like that. So that pops in directly over here. And then over here on the left, you'll actually see that, or on the right, sorry, you'll see that there's two heads hovering over Heartbeat, me and my co-founder. So as we're actually like moving around the platform, you'll see our heads bop over different things, and I can see the location that somebody's at. I can jump to it. So everything feels live and it's like happening right now. And so as you see a Heartbeat community actually growing, you'll start to see the posts come in, you'll see the typing indicators, you'll see people moving around, and you can physically see where all the activity is happening. So to show you what a live Heartbeat community looks like, this is a team we work with in Chicago called Future Founders. So they have Heartbeat set up for a couple different programs. They run a 6-month startup boot camp. They run a year-long fellowship program. And then they run a 3-year-long like dedicated alumni program. And they wanted to create a space where like each of these 3 folks could have their own channels. They've set that up through Heartbeat's groups. So now they have these groups over here that are set up. And that way they give access to channels just directly through those groups. But where all the conversation happens is in this No Stupid Questions channel, where people can jump in, ask any questions that they've got on their mind, ask anything that they're thinking about, and the whole community can come together to help solve those questions and help give answers. And what you can see is these turn into these like much longer conversations and threads, where, you know, on Slack, some of this stuff you get maybe 1 or 2 responses. In Heartbeat, this kind of stuff will really bake out into a full conversation that you can jump into. And the longevity of this is like really on the span of like weeks, not just like a couple hours, where even weeks after the first post is made, people will keep coming back and commenting on the post and continuing the conversation. So these guys use Heartbeat a ton for all of the conversational tools that are built in and giving all of their founders a place to like have quick and instant chats. This is another community that we've got where they actually use Heartbeat a ton for all of the content management. So you can click on the docs on the left sidebar over here, jump in, create documents, share them with your whole community. And these guys have actually created a bunch of tactical guides for their community that they share and hand out to folks. And so that's kind of how they've used Heartbeat the most. And then this last organization, they use Heartbeat the most for their events. So they create events, they connect through events, they'll send out the event invites, it pops up on people's Google Calendar. It takes care of all of the work of sending out events for them and makes it just really, really easy to engage their community just almost on autopilot. And then the last thing that I'll go into over here is groups. So as you start using Heartbeat more and more, you'll find yourself wanting to like subdivide your members into different groups and categories. And so Heartbeat makes it really easy to create groups and create subgroups on top of that, where each group, you can create groups below it. You can mention the groups across the platform. You can grab them in threads. You can grab them in comments. and then really easy ways. So I can show you in the demo community over here. When I mention people over here, I could, grab my Cool Kids Only group and tag them. I could grab my administrator's role and tag them. So easy things that I can do there. Do hashtags as well. So I can grab like my water cooler channel. And then one of the coolest conventions we've got is the ability to use the $sign. And actually that Friday hangout that I put together, I can hot link that over here right now, or I could hot link, my how to use Heartbeat handbook and have that guide posted right over here, hit enter. And now it's hot linked. I can click to it and it instantly opens up that doc. So easy things like that make it so that you can share everything in your community. It all feels like one cohesive platform, and then you can build a ton of tools on top of it. So you can build, some people do some custom like Typeform integrations where they do that for like applications to join the community. Some people do cool events workflows through Airtable where they'll set up events. When they move it to a certain column, automatically makes the event live in Heartbeat. So there is a ton of possibilities on how you can really create and customize Heartbeat and make it your own. Thanks so much for watching, and let us know if you have any questions.